Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's vlog for Thursday the 11th of June. I hope everybody is well and enjoying the summer weather again today. Fantastic, isn't it, for June? Anyway, not too much to talk about today. I just wanted something I wanted to elaborate on from my post yesterday regarding vans. When I was looking at vans, obviously a lot of the dealers, etc., nowadays want to try and push you towards an electric vehicle. I mentioned that one of the reasons I came out of the taxi trade was because I wasn't a fan of the new hybrid vehicle that was being thrust upon us. It was part petrol and part electric, and that was down to the initial cost, which had increased greatly, and also a lack of information about the cost of replacement for the main part, which was the battery. I'm not a great fan of electric cars either, and then it comes to electric vans, and again there's a big increase, or there is an increase in the cost of the vehicle. One of the issues that was what's the word I'm looking for? Well, one of the issues was always going to be about payload, because the heavy nature of an electric vehicle, and that has been sorted. I meant to look to see if it's already law or it's coming in, but the gross vehicle weight of a van, if it's electric, can go now from 3.5 tons to 4.25 tons to make up for the lack of payload. So I think that's quite important, and that's been done. But looking at the range, it's the range for me on electric vans. It's probably great if you're doing parcel deliveries in a local area, but for us as couriers, it's woefully inadequate. Some of the examples that were given, Nissan and Renault were saying up to 285 miles, Ford are saying up to 249, and Mercedes was in the middle there at 270. These are all figures by the manufacturers, and with the preface of up to, so you can take at least 10% off that straight away, because I don't think anyone ever has managed to match what a manufacturer says on miles per gallon, so I don't think anyone believes them for a minute on the electric. And for any of you that have driven electric, I think one of the common moans is that if you use your aircon, or you use your heating, or have the radio on, it drains the battery. I'm not whether it's the same on the van or not, I don't know, but for me, doing courier work, you know, even I at the low end I think of courier work, and I'm easily doing over 200 miles a day, and we don't have, it's hard enough getting jobs anyway, so to then keep stopping and starting trying to charge the thing up, it's a complete no-no for me. But just wanted to mention that anyway. Right, on to today. Looking for work yesterday afternoon. It was a little bit quiet again, but I did find a job, and I really think I can name today as £10 Thursday, because every job that I bid on, I feel I'm bidded at least £10 less than I would like, or certainly what the job is worth. But to use that phrase, it is what it is. So the job I got for this morning was from Colchester, so that was handy. Going to West Horndon. West Horndon is part of Brentwood. It's just off the A127, junction 29 of the M25, and then a couple of miles down the A127, excuse me, going towards Basildon. Large van job, 46 miles. I put £70 on it, and it sat on there for a good while, and it then disappeared and got reposted with the shipper saying it pays £60. It's a decent job. It was a half past, well no, it was 8 o'clock, no it wasn't, it was a half past 8 collection, my apologies again. But it got me on the board, got me going, so I went with it. There wasn't a lot else about, so I bid the £60 and got the job pretty much straight away. 8:30 collection. I was there just before 8 o'clock, and the place was closed, but people did turn up literally at 8 o'clock. Started loading me at 10 past 8 and I was away at 25 past 8. Distance down to West Horton, just over an hour. Sorry, I'm just looking, I've just gone round the, missed the turning, had to go round the roundabout again. Yeah, it was just over an hour. Again, there was some traffic on the A12, normal thing. Got on site 9:50, it was off site, it was 3 pallets off site at 10 o'clock. Got a job straight away, that was good. I thought it was a fairly decent area, and there was a job there from Rayleigh, about 25 minutes down the road going towards Southend, going to Stevenage. 3 pallets again, about 900 kilos, large van job, 55 miles. Ideally I would have liked £80, but I put 70 on it because I thought I really want to try and get that job, and hopefully that 70 would be enough to secure it, and it did. So I made my way down there, got there about 25 past 10, off site within 10 minutes, and a bit like yesterday, my second job yesterday ended at 12 o'clock, and this one was done by 12:15. Again, slight delay, accident on the M25, and just again some bad rain coming up the A10 there sort of slowed me down. But anyway, got it all done, so that's 2 jobs done. Time for some lunch. Had a break, couldn't go and sit outside or go for a walk because it was chucking it down, but I left the CX alone, I wasn't bothered for 10-15 minutes. Then started looking, and again very similar to yesterday, it was quiet. There were some jobs on there, a couple of jobs with fixed prices I didn't want to do, a couple of jobs that I put a price on. Again, I think I'm £10 under, and wasn't getting those jobs, and it's always that third job of the day. It's very, very difficult to do. There was a job from Stevenage, 5 minutes from where I was, going to Ascot. Small van job, 55 miles. Even if I got £60 at that, it isn't really worth doing. I think it just isn't worth doing. By the time I get to Ascot and get delivered, I've got a long way back. I've got a 3-hour drive home, so I just left that job alone. I thought I'm just going to try and wait, have some patience, and see if I can get something. Got to 2:30. I decided I'm going to leave Stevenage, start making my way home, and see if I can pick something up en route. And almost immediately, that is what's happened. It's a job from Harlow, large van job, and it's going to Woodbridge in Suffolk for delivery tomorrow morning at 8:30. 70 miles is the job distance. I put a price of £90 on it. The shipper rang me up and said, could I do it for 85? I already feel £90 for a job that I've got to store overnight, and a large van is already a cheap price. So I said, no, I'm afraid that's got to be my absolute minimum, and it is an absolute minimum on that job. It is a shipper I've worked before. He said, okay, we'll go at 90. I've got plenty of time. It doesn't need to be picked up till between 3:30 and 4:30. I'm going to be there comfortably just before 3:30. That will be included in today's figures, I think. It's not a great problem to get up to Woodbridge for 8:30 in the morning. The wife isn't working tomorrow, she's working from home, so I can toodle my way up to Woodbridge in the morning, and if I can get tipped a little bit early, or even if I'm done by 9 o'clock, it's not the end of the world to start work up there. There can be some work from that area, and I can drop back down into Ipswich and hopefully pick something up from there. So I'm going to include that as 3 jobs for today. One at 60, one at 70, and one at 90. So that's a good day. 220 again. I'm having a good week this week. Last week was decent. This week's been a good week. I've been reading some Facebook posts that people are struggling, but then I've had weeks where I've struggled and other people have been busy, and this is just the nature. I think I'm still trying to stick at my less is more, rather than driving that 200 miles for £200 and struggling to get anything back. I'm trying to stick with sort of 3 jobs localish. But anyway, there we go. I'm happy with that. I'm not going to moan too much. I'll go and get this picked up in Harlow. I can go straight home. I don't have to worry about getting it delivered, and just get up as normal in the morning and tootle my way. Take about an hour in the morning just to get to Woodbridge. No great rush. So hopefully that will work out fine. That's it. I'm going to call it a day there. I hope you've been okay yourself today, as always, and we'll talk again tomorrow. All the best. Cheers, Paul.